Well, good morning, channel. It is Sunday, November 6th. Crisp, clear fall day, and I thought I would go for a quick ride and just have a chat with you guys. I think first I need some gas, though, if I remember correctly. So, let's get started. Alright, off we go. Yep, the gas light's lit. Need some gas. So let's see what we got here. Please pay inside. I don't think I want to pay inside. Let's see if the others say please pay inside. Huh. Looks like they have issues with their pumps today. Alright, well, maybe we try someplace else. Looks like this one's working. We're gonna give it a try. Alright. Pay here. Back in a second, folks. Alright, we are all gassed up, ready to go. Not sure my low fuel indicator light is working properly. I still had a gallon or so above the reserve. Anyway, that brings me to a good point. I am riding on a 2004 Honda VTX 1800. It's one of the most powerful cruisers that Honda ever made. And it's a 2004, which means it's coming up on 20 years old. And it's starting to show its age. I saw this, actually bought this out of a dealership up in Missouri. Can't remember what city, but saw it online, and I purchased it in 2006. It was a 2004 model, so it was still on the showroom floor, and they were ready to get rid of it because it was a year or so old, and so I got a pretty good deal on it. But I had to go get it, so I bought a one-way ticket on a Greyhound bus, which I'll be honest with you guys, I may never do again. I think the bus driver fell asleep 2 or 3 times on the way there. And yeah, it was an interesting trip. Anyway, made it up there and picked it up. Just a beautiful bike. I was in love with it from the very start. Rode it back home, and which was uneventful, very cool. And since then, I've added a lot to it. I've added some custom mirrors that have the turn signal built in. I've added that color matching fairing, which I love, has a built-in radio and equalizer. I don't play much music over the speakers because I'm not one of those people that assume everybody else wants to hear my music, and there's a lot of folks out there like that. But I have it also Bluetoothed into my helmet, so most of the time when I listen to music, it's streaming right into the speakers in my helmet. And I've added a lot of accessories, like some highway bars down there, and saddlebags, and a trunk on the back of it, and various chrome pieces here and there. And I have loved this bike for 20 years now. Sold it for a couple years when I needed some cash. Got out from under that situation and bought it back. Anyway, just love it. But it is 20 years old, and it is, like me, starting to show its age. Most recently, the gear shift linkage kind of dirty and corroded, and so I would shift down into a gear and it wouldn't shift back up. So I got in there and cleaned it out real well, lubed it really well, and that's kind of fixed now. But you know, the whole bike, since it's decked out in chrome pieces that are some bolt-on and some, yeah, mostly bolt-ons, you know, it's just starting to rattle here and there, different places. And you know, it's a big heavy cruiser, and it's, you know, it's just showing its age. The shocks are showing its age, and so I've been thinking very seriously, after 20 years, of trading up. Actually trading this in, and I've been looking at the 2023 Honda Gull Wings. Yes, I'm at that age now where I'm looking at Gull Wings. But I'll be honest with you, they're pretty amazing bikes when you do some research on them. They have that DCT transmission that is automatic, so there's no clutch. That's going to be weird, not hitting this clutch over here. And they're powerful, and they're smooth and comfortable, and they got a much more comfortable passenger seat for those times when my wife likes to ride with me. You know, at my age, I don't really want to quit riding, so that's why I'm looking at that. But like the bike, I'm showing my age too. About 9 months ago, I started having this pain in my neck, and it just wouldn't go away. And I'll skip through, make it a Reader's Digest version of this. MRI later showed that I have some bulging disc and compression issues between my C6 and C7 vertebrae. That's the lower part of your neck, which means this helmet kind of hurts to put on and ride around in, and interrupts my sleep patterns. It's causing some numbness and tingling, and I think a little weakness in my hands and arms. So it's concerning, and it's never gone away after 9 months. And it won't. Going tomorrow to have some injections in my neck, and hopefully that'll help things for a while, but that's just a temporary solution. So, you know, eventually there will be some sort of surgery in my future, I'm sure. But hopefully it's, you know, something that helps the situation and allows me to keep riding for several more years, and, you know, allows me to keep my photography going, you know, and not have this odd tingling sensation and sort of weakness in my arms, you know. So hopefully it fixes all that. The doctors reassure me, but it's not a simple surgery. And I'll be honest with you, other than a few kidney stones, I've never had any surgery here 50x years of my life. So this will be a new experience. Anyway, all that's to say, might be getting a new ride eventually. This one's pretty pretty worn out. just like me. So you guys know my channel's mostly about photography. Occasionally some moto vlogs, you know, on my bike, charity rides and whatnot. And occasionally you'll see a DIY video on my, you know, a little bit of everything. Mostly photography though. But today we're just going to take a fall ride. You know, you guys saw my video from a year ago. Listen to me. Concerned about these guys and not thinking. From a month ago, I was up in Colorado. I took some beautiful fall photos. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to put a link in the description below so that you can check that out. Some absolutely amazing, beautiful scenery. You're going to love it. Go check it out. It's 12 minutes, not a big deal. Anyway, fall has made its way down to Texas now. You guys know Texas, North Texas, where I live. And so, in addition to this quick fall ride, I'm going to see if I can find some beautiful fall colors to take a few shots with while I'm out. Mostly about the ride, though. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Let's see what we can find. You know, you don't have to get too far north of Dallas before there's just land and land and land. Some beautiful places up here. Might have to make this a short ride today because my neck is already talking to me. I mean, this helmet, you guys can see it, full face helmet. I normally have one of those, I think it's made by Break Free. Third brake lights on the back of it, that adds some weight to the helmet. And of course the GoPro today adds some weight to the helmet. And it's making my neck talk to me. Just beautiful country out here. Honey Creek. Okay, Honey Creek. Oh, this road's pretty bouncy. Weston. Welcome to Weston. Small little town. Old Weston Post Office. Wraparound porch, well, mostly. Weston City Hall. Very nice little town, Weston, very nice. Not too active on this Sunday morning. Hoping to find some nice horses out grazing this morning, get a few pictures of them. Saw a few. Well, there's a couple over there, but not the best composition. Yeah, I need them out in their field running towards me with the hair flowing, maybe a couple of times so I can take a few shots. Is that too much to ask? Okay, well, goodbye, Weston. Very nice little town. Oh, the weather today is just perfect. Perfect riding. Hey, gals. Perfect riding temperature. You know, back on this Honda Goldwing thought, this DCT transmission they're talking about shifts gears automatically like a car, no clutch, which is going to feel really weird. I'm curious how it's going to feel. I mean, I've got a long history of riding motorcycles. Started way back when my grandparents bought a couple of Honda mopeds, and I don't think I was quite driving age yet, but I like to take them out, do more on them than a moped was supposed to do. But and that was how cool my grandparents were. They had mopeds. Then my dad bought a Honda 125 that I took out on occasion, sometimes with his permission, sometimes without. And then graduated high school. My dad co-signed on a note for me. Bought a Honda Nighthawk 650. I think it was a 84 model. I am lucky to be alive from those years. Was not the smartest motorcycle rider back in that day, in my teens and early 20s. Had that bike for a good long time till I had a couple of very close calls on it and decided, you know what, I need to sell that. So I did. And a few years later, probably several years later, bought this thing that's now, as I said, 20 years old, coming up on 20 years old. But everything I've ridden, I don't know about the mopeds, but everything I've ridden's had a clutch right over here. So comfortable and used to, you know, riding with a clutch and shifting gears down there. Yeah, see? It's just, I wonder how that's going to feel being an automatic. Just use the gas and it switches gears for you, up and down. That's going to be very interesting. I'm intrigued. Can't wait to try it out. There's not a lot to take a picture of today, but there is just some beautiful scenery to drive through. Glad you guys are coming along with me. Thank you for watching. And if you want some great photography videos and some random other stuff, doesn't cost you anything. You can hit subscribe and click on that bell and it'll tell you when I put something out there. I'm obviously not as frequent as a lot of YouTubers, and therefore the algorithm doesn't automatically put me in front of people. But if you click that subscribe button, it'll definitely show up. If you love beautiful scenery, if you're into motorcycles at all, a couple of DIY things, doing things around the house, installing truck bed covers and things like that, yeah, come visit me. Oh, hello guys. Oh, you are really pretty white horse out there. I wonder if I should, power lines. Power lines don't make a good photo. Could probably get rid of them in Photoshop, but there was also the power line towers that are more difficult to get rid of. This road needs some maintenance, should we say. gracious. Okay, which way are we going now? Well, we're heading back north. Not really the direction I wanted to go, but okay. Lots of stalled development out here. I think when the pandemic hit, supply chain problems hit, I think it put a few... Oh, trash bag tumbleweed. Put a few housing projects on hold. Which doesn't bother me one bit. Last thing we need out here is more houses. No offense to my California friends, but Texas is full. Welcome to the town of Prosper, folks. From the looks of the houses around here, you indeed need to be prosperous to live here. Some nice land, beautiful homes, gated communities. Roads could use some work, but that's all of North Texas. Well, there wasn't a whole lot to photograph in this motorcycle trip. I think we still have a few more weeks before peak fall colors, but we've also been in a drought here, which means the leaves could go from green to brown to on the ground very quickly. Wow, these houses, crazy. There's a little bit of fall color. Anyway, I think I'll wrap this up. I appreciate you guys coming along with me this morning. Enjoyed discussing maybe some future plans with the bike. We'll see how this thing with the neck goes. But I'm hopeful everything will turn out fine. Keep riding and doing what I love for many more years. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming along. I'll see you in the next one.